Hello students, in this video you will learn about the different topics of chapter number 13, Time and Motion of your science book. Children, we all realize the importance of time. You always try to reach your school in time, and if you are late you may be punished. If you get late to railway station you may miss your train. Thus there are many instances which tell us the importance of time. Now what time is? Time is the interval between two events, and the standard unit of measuring time is second, and it is written as small s. The larger units of time are minutes and hours. Now how can we measure time? How is one aware of the time? Certainly your answer will be in favor of watch or clock. But do you know, in ancient time people did never use a watch or a clock. They found out time by watching the natural events or phenomena. The time of sunrise and sunset were being used by earlier men to know the time. The time between one sunrise and one sunset is known as a day. Likewise, a month was measured by them according to the duration between a new moon and the next new moon. And a year was taken as the time taken by the earth to complete one revolution of the sun. Some of the important time measuring devices used in ancient times were sundial, sand clock, and water clock. Nowadays, quartz clocks, watches, and digital watches are available in the market, and these watches measure time accurately. All the clocks and watches use the principle of periodic motion for measuring time. One of the most common devices which show periodic motion is the simple pendulum. Let's discuss about the simple pendulum. A simple pendulum consists of a small metal ball called bob suspended by a long thread from a rigid support such that the bob is free to swing back and forth. The motion of pendulum was first studied by Galileo. Now there are some terms related to the simple pendulum. The very first is length of the pendulum. The length of the string or the thread from the point of suspension to the center of the bob is called the length of the pendulum. The second one is mean position of the bob. The position of the bob when it is at rest is called its mean position. Next is extreme positions of the bob. The positions where the bob is at maximum distance from the mean position are called the extreme positions. Next one is oscillation of the pendulum. One complete to and fro motion of the bob about its mean position is called an oscillation of the pendulum. The next one is amplitude of the pendulum. The maximum displacement of the bob from its mean position on either side is called the amplitude of the pendulum. The next one is time period of the pendulum. The time taken by the bob of a pendulum to complete one oscillation is called the time period of the pendulum. And the last one is frequency of the pendulum. The number of oscillations made by a pendulum in 1 second is called its frequency. Now the next topic is rest and motion. An object is said to be at rest when it does not change its position with time or with respect to its surroundings. And an object is said to be in motion when its position changes with time or with respect to its surrounding. Now the next topic is slow and fast motion. Children, when you go to school by bicycle, it takes a long time. But when you go by bus, it takes a much lesser time. You say that a bus moves fast, whereas a bicycle moves slow. An object which takes a longer time to cover a certain distance is said to be slow, whereas an object which takes a shorter time to cover the same distance is said to be faster. Even the same object may move fast at one time and slow at other time. A bus may move slowly on a busy road and faster on an empty road. You can find out whether an object is slow or fast by knowing its speed. Now, what speed is? Speed of a moving object is the distance traveled by it in a unit time, and its formula is speed equals to distance traveled upon time taken, and SI unit of speed is meter per second. Now the next topic is speedometer and odometer. Speedometer is an instrument on a vehicle's dashboard which indicates the speed of the vehicle at the instant of time in kilometers per hour. And the odometer is an instrument which shows the distance traveled by the vehicle in kilometers. Now the next topic is uniform and non-uniform motion. First we will discuss about the uniform motion. An object moving along a straight line path is said to have a uniform motion if its speed remains constant, or a body is said to have a uniform motion when it travels equal distance in equal intervals of time. The next one is non-uniform motion. An object moving along a straight line path is said to have a non-uniform motion when its speed keeps changing, or a body is said to have non-uniform motion when it travels unequal distance in equal intervals of time.